Okay, Kelly Bear, you're on. This is my video response to her recent question. If you could only have 5 tarot decks for the rest of your life, which 5 would they be? And I think she modified it slightly after that, because I think she took pity on all the people who were probably sitting there clutching their hearts going, oh, God. So she said, okay, fine. She says, you're going away somewhere for 1 or 2 years and you've got limited luggage allowance. What 5 decks would you take with you to use for that time? And I thought, yeah, that's kind of good. I've seen Katie Flowers' response to that. Love you, girl. And I'm pretty much along the same vein. I didn't actually have too much trouble, and I certainly didn't have a heart attack. I've probably got 3 decks that I'd really want to have with me. And I can push it to 5 for, again, much the same reason as Katie's. I'll just go straight into it. It's funny, so far we all seem to be in agreement, although I have a different edition. I don't have the Centennial. No, but I do, have sort of an early-ish ordinary Rider-Waite-Smith. I love this deck. I don't even know why I'm showing you pictures, because you all know what they look like. I'm sorry, light's a bit wonky here. It's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I've been out in the garden doing some pruning and what have you, so if I look like I've been dragged through a hedge backwards, I probably have. Yeah, that is just my favorite deck. And to be honest, if somebody said you can have 1 deck, I wouldn't lose too much sleep. I'd just go, oh, okay, well, I'll have this one. I'm good. Thank you very much. But I would like to have, if I'm allowed, the Tarot Balby. Now, you've probably seen, well, if you're following me on Instagram, on the Within Without Advice challenge. Actually, let's not try and do that. I'm just trying to flip through and find cards. This one always, I don't know, that just makes me think God bless America every time I see that. I don't know, it's that little sort of flaggy sort of thing at the beginning there, or at the top. Beginning. This is the deck I've been using. In fact, I've been using this deck exclusively for probably over a month now. I just sort of made myself a promise that that's what I was going to do. I was going to try and work with 1 deck and really get to know it well, and I absolutely adore this deck. It was supposed to only be 2 weeks, and then I decided to extend it because I was having so much fun with this deck. So whereas that's Rider-Waite-Smith based, obviously, this one is based on a deck, oh, I've shown you that one already. Let's try a different one. Blah, 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 blah. Ooh, there's an interesting 2 of Swords. This is based on a deck created by somebody called Picard in about 1909. It's obviously a modern interpretation of it, but similar meanings, which I really haven't found. Well, I haven't found a source yet. Like where did he get his ideas from? So I love this. I'm trying not to spend too much. I don't want this to be a really long video, so I'm just trying to go through it fairly quickly. Oh, and that's the box, in case anybody's interested. This one's, been through the wars, this box, but that's, yeah. There's a different cover as well, I've seen, but yeah. So, a completely different type of deck. You saw from that 2 of Swords that they're not really non-illustrated pips like a Marseille, and to be honest, not even a Marseille is not what you'd call non-illustrated. But yeah, no, I love that one. The next deck would be the good old Ocho Zan. I love this. And again, it's different in its way. I haven't got a bag that fits it properly, so I kind of got it in this little bag sort of sideways. It's a Japanese-esque sort of pattern and design. So it sits in there, and again, 99.9% of you know what this deck looks like. There's the burden. First card up. Cheers. Oh, that's interesting. That one was upside down relative to the others. Oh, actually, quite a few of them are upside down. Oh, maybe I've been doing reversals with this one. That's unusual. I don't normally do reversals. That's a nice one. Celebrate. Oh, celebration. Yeah, look at that. No rain here today, I'm pleased to say, but they look like they're enjoying it. So, yeah. It's Rider-Waite-Smith-esque and not. The meanings, the pictures are completely different. The meanings are, like celebration, the meanings are somewhat, similar, but it's just got such a lovely feel to it, and the images are just so beautiful. Oh, innocence. What's that? There you go. Look. Isn't that lovely? Little click it. Consciousness. Yeah, but this just appeals to my love of, you know, all things sort of like Zen and Eastern philosophy and no thingness. Yeah. And if you, there's a card in here to that effect. There it is. There we go. No thingness. Except that it's reflecting all sorts of stuff. But it's black. So that would be my 3 that I would have to have. I would then, if I were forced to take another 2, they would be Dame Fortune's Wheel. Now this is another. Notice the colors again. And I treated myself. I made myself, well, I had the printer studio make me a bag with the world card on it, because the world card's one of my favorite cards, and that is a particularly lovely example of it. So they're not expensive. I just had a quick look. This is a 7x4 cosmetic bag with the same image on on both sides, and that would be about $10 plus, if you only ordered the one, you know, about $5 postage on top of that. So, but about £10 if you're in the UK, which, you know, I don't think is bad for something like that. And if you were going to make several, or make some, you know, as gifts for other people, well, that cuts the postage down. So, yeah. Anyway, Dame Fortune's Wheel is an Ataya-based deck. So different meanings again, which I have, and I've confessed to this before, but I have written the meanings on the cards, because it's not a particularly expensive deck, so it's not like, oh no, I mustn't deface my cards. And I thought, well, there's no way I want to try and learn yet another system, so I just wrote it on the cards. Make my life easy. So the Fool in this one is madness, innocence, and anarchy. You know, there's some similarities, but its reversed meanings are stupidity, my card, apathy, and mental illness. Oh, hey, there you go. But, you know, again, me and my colors, eh? You know, there's some similarity there with the Belby. But this is a beautiful, beautiful deck. Look at the backs on it. Aren't they beautiful? Anyway, I would have this deck because, you know, this is another one that I love. I don't use it very much, but, yeah, again, it's just, oh, I love it. So pretty. So pretty. Look at that. And, you know, and different meanings again. So a whole different, you know, outlook. And then the 5th one, because again, and this is where, you know, Katie Flowers was saying, you know, she would take a couple of other decks in order to have different systems to work with, to learn, and that sort of thing. I would have a Marseille tarot, in which case, well, I have a small other one, but this is the, a Jodorowsky, but this is the CBD Tarot de Marseille, and it's just appealed to me more than, I just don't like the oddly colored woodcut look of the majority of them, which I know is, you know, how they're supposed to be, but that look just never appealed to me, and it put me off them forever. So when this one appeared on the scene, I thought, yeah, I can go for that. Yeah, and you could argue that it's, I'm just trying to find a good example here. Yeah, unillustrated pips, but they're not really. You know, you've got flowers, you've got, you know, some sort of symmetry going on there with the staves. You know, the way the symbols are laid out, the little, you know, embellishments and stuff like that, they can all form part of the reading if you know what you're doing. And I don't claim to know what I'm doing yet, but, you know, the potential is there. So this would be a nice one to have to play with in addition. Where's that? There's a queen. Also, I like the faces on this one. They tend in the, you know, original ones to look rather grumpy, or like they're being squished. I don't know, there's something really odd about the faces, but these all sort of have a pleasant, soft, gentle smile, sort of Mona Lisa-ish. So I like these. So yeah, it's not really a big issue. You know, tell me I can only have one and I'll take my Rider-Waite-Smith and be perfectly happy with it. But yeah, those are the 5 I would take. Now, if you were going to turn around and tell me I could only have 5 decks of cards, you know, of any type, then yeah, even thinking about it, I'm starting to get a little bit panicky, a little bit twitchy. Just don't be telling me that, because then I would have real problems trying to narrow that down to 5. In fact, I actually haven't given it any thought yet. I might go away and do that, but I think I probably need a stiff drink to hand before I contemplate that. So anyway, thank you very much, Kelly Bear, for this. I thought this was quite fun, and yeah, as I said, I've seen Katie's. I mean, I'm looking for some more, but I wanted to get this recorded before I sort of went off and started doing other things and began to feel like I didn't have the time to do it. So anyway, get on it. I want to see some more of these, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.